Perfect. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 13 of Yorkshire Tea XP, brewed in the heart of Yorkshire by three MFL-obsessed managers. We've got my friend rootcoors. We've got the old man himself, Mr. Bruce Leet.
Hold on.
And myself,
hold on.
Mr. K. Hang
Proper
on, I'm doing my intro. I'm doing my introduction here. Excuse me. I will mute you. I have the power. Go ahead, Bruce. What did you want to say, sir?
You've missed my introduction. That's not the proper introduction for me.
You didn't do any theatrical entrances. You'd made no effort to get dressed up for the occasion. So
you still need to notify that I am the reigning, defending, undisputed.
Because you have not pulled out the effort. I'm not putting the effort in to introducing you. If you do it next time, I'll happily do so.
Right.
Okay. We just need to triangulate and coordinate how we do this, and then we can do it properly, and we can make it really theatrical. But yes, Bruce won the challenge from last season, and he would like to be celebrated as such another week. So let's continue. So we're not pundits, we're not pros, we're just three lads with a shared obsession for progression, tactics, and agency building in MFL. Each week we'll look to bring you laughs, insights, chaos and coppers, tracking our journeys from raw to rare and beyond. And quick overview of what we're covering today. We'll just do a quick check-in with all the boys and see how we're all doing. We'll talk about Season 10 and our preparation, all the club check-in stuff, which, as we were saying on our agenda, we've got down 15 minutes for it. Highly unlikely to only last 15 minutes. There's a lot to cover. We'll go through our topic of the week, which we'll come on to in due course, but that's going to be the Holiday Heroes campaign, the new campaign for Season 10. Sounds rather exciting. Tactics Corner, as always. We'll go through what tactic was selected by the community and go through how we found that. We've got a very short pack opening for Yorkshire Tea XP for their rewards from last season, and we've also got our new Raw to Rare player pack, which again we'll cover, and we'll round things out with community questions. Thanks to all of you who have submitted them. It's actually quite an insightful and quite funny piece of our content now that we like to have a bit of banter with in the Discord. So if you're not in the Discord already, make sure you get yourself in there. So, without much further ado, how are we, boys? How are we doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm glad football's back. And I say football, I mean Premier League football. Like
proper football.
Yeah, thank God. So I'm happy with that.
I'm hoping you can hear me all right because I just decided to open my phone so I could get that pack. And when I did it, my headphones moved to that and everything moved to that. And I was like, no. We haven't had technical difficulties for a while. I do not.
You're out of sync, though.
Really?
Oh, Root,
for fuck's sake, man.
Is it?
We've had 2-3 weeks with no technical difficulties.
Is it working? Just talk for us again for a moment so we can see if you're synced or not.
Oh, don't say it's out of sync, seriously.
Only fractionally.
Tiny little bit.
I'm just going to continue. And just tough shit, basically. That's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, it came up with pay, so I got my phone, and then my headphones moved to it, and I was like, no, don't do this.
Looks back in sync now. It seems to have fixed itself. Yeah,
we shall see. Let's keep it going. So yeah, well, in that case then, boys, I think we just jump straight into the Season 10 preparation because for clarity for the listeners, we're recording this on a Sunday evening, as we already do. MFL have come out on Discord this evening to give the reminder, FYI, get your clubs registered, as they'll be announcing the leagues tomorrow. So that'll be Monday for everyone else. So yeah, how are we all fixed, boys? Are we excited for this upcoming season? Try and keep it light-hearted and positive where we can, boys. But are we excited for what we've built? Well, that's the important bit.
Yeah, very excited. The match engine hasn't changed, but it has. I'm sure of it. Bruce is probably thinking it definitely hasn't, but I'm sure it has.
No, you've just got the Bruce Leet patch. It took a season to get to you. Now you've got it. Unlucky. Enjoy your season, mate.
I've had to resort to having a mix of my last season tactic with the Bruce Leet way to defend, and it's actually working, so that's good. Because my tactic I ran all of last season with my clubs. I know I've changed players and stuff around, but I'm still doing random games, and they're still the same bunch of players. With my tactic from last season in the friendlies, just couldn't get wins. Just could not get any wins, and it hasn't changed clearly, which it hasn't. But I just couldn't win. So I've decided to make a Root X Bruce tactic, and it's actually ticking along really nicely. So I'm happy where I've got it to. So yeah, all my clubs in their friendlies are are winning even against teams that are better than them. Obviously, occasional loss. You can't win every single game, but even the ones that are losing, it's kind of like I can kind of see why it may be lost because how the other tactic maybe sets something up, but everything's going to be random every now and again.
Oh, what's happened there?
Oh, this is a bit strange.
Why is it strange? I'm on your agency, and I went over to clubs so you can see them all laid out like this.
Yeah, it's just laid out different for us.
It doesn't go full screen for us, it's really different. Yeah. This is a funny pod. Anyone listening to this or watching it a bit like, is this their first pod or episode 13? Because they really wouldn't. I'll share it if you're all right. Do you want me to? You go first anyway if you want. I was just talking.
It's all good. I wanted to show you clubs. Is that better now, boys?
No, it's done it again.
No.
Why is he doing it like that?
I'll
That's
share it
weird.
from mine.
Share it from yours and see if it's just been a douche.
See if I can break it. No, I'm joking.
How strange.
Let's see how it shows on mine.
Yeah, it's showing right on yours.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah?
Okay.
I can show it anyway. So, yeah, basically, the YTXP MFC club's with me this season.
Nice.
So that's in Sparks. Sparks. So Bruce did a good job of champions in Flint. And that's filled out, all the players that need to be in. So the kits rock the same kits. And like you said, I've been running friendlies. But I've been using this one for the tactics corner as well. So I don't know where one starts and one ends as such, but I'll figure that out before we get to that section. That club's all sorted. And then I had same clubs as last season, the Rum Lads, Dockside Tigers and Downtown Cowboys. And I've been on the search for a Nashville licence, as you know, for so long, and I just can't find one. But I want to have round about those 4 clubs. And I've had enough players to go in it because I've expanded my agency out quite a lot. So I went from having the one rare player to about 11, which is nice. So I've managed to get all those obviously in the Rum Lads and then filtered down. I've still loaned a chunk of my good players out to some other people depending how it was working out. But I saw a place come up from Geneva, and Geneva to me is all about privacy, and I'm massive into privacy and Proton and all these sort of like cryptos and things. So I love all that. So I thought I'll dive in with that. Managed to pick up a good place. It's in ice, and I quite like the fact it gave me 2 Spark with the YTXP, 2 ice, and then Rum Lads in stone. I was quite happy with that as well, to be fair. So I went with calling them the Alpine Panthers. So that's their badge, and that's the kits that they've come up with. So quite nice. Yeah, they're nice, aren't they? I like them as well. So, would you? You'll have to show them. They are pretty cool. So then, the idea being, they kind of sit between Dockside and Downtown in the players. So they've got all the top players. These have got all the next players down. I didn't want to like overload my Spark team again like I did with Dockside for a reason. I want to actually play like I think Spark teams should play. So that's what that club is. So I had loads of, obviously, uncommons. So I decided to get that and put them all in there, basically. I'm running the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow again. I can show it just on here, but I'm not going to show the whole tactic. So I'm running the same sort of setup. This is the Rum Lads. Anyone can go see my clubs anyway. So this is kind of how we're lining up. And then I've been running all my tactics to test it. And, yeah, like a loss here. But other than that, it's going pretty well. This is where I was obviously going against you. I think back here we did loads against each other, and you'll have done loads. So all these here was when I was using my last season tactic, but I found that when I was playing it on all my other teams, it was doing the same. Even though your team, I really think this team is really good. Like I don't want to come up against it next season. I know you'll talk about it when you do it. So then I decided to build the tactic I've got now, which is the Root times Bruce tactic. And I think on nearly all my clubs, I mean Dockside are undefeated in the Wendirk. They've done some tactic testing here for the tactic testing section. But overall, it's going, the tactic's going okay. I'm quite happy with it. So, yeah, that's me.
Nice, mate. Nice. And good luck this season for Yorkshire Tea XP. Let's get the boys promoted again, shall we?
Yes.
Yes.
And I think the community want a community team. There was talk about it over the weekend, this weekend we're on now. So I've started to just keep an eye out on the market for other Yorkshire licenses that come up. Ideally somewhere different to where we've got that one in York. So like, I don't know, whether a Rotherham, a Sheffield or whatever else there is out there comes up. And if something comes up, I'll just grab it if it's in Flint, basically. Providing, even if it's during the season, it's in Flint, as long as it doesn't look like it's going to be promoted. which sounds daft, but that's where they all want to start. So I've done all the logo, created all the logo, created all the bio, done all that already in my Word doc prepped.
What
so
you
I'm
calling
hoping. I'm just calling it YTXP instead of Yorkshire Tea XP. So YTXP Community MFC.
Cool. Yeah.
I think that'll be quite a nice name.
Yeah.
And then logo's just literally got our cup. There's sort of like 5 dots underneath it that I quite like, and then obviously the rest of it is unique to that. So yeah, I'll see if we can get one sorted for season 11, and then we can build it out with the community, which would be nice, I think.
Nice. Cool. Nice. Do you want to go next, Bruce? Because I've got a bit to share.
Can do. 1 second. Okay. So, starting off, I've had a little change from when we saw last time. I will come to it in a second. Fortress are looking absolutely unbelievable right now in the Wendeck. 75 overall, top my group, maximum points, not even a single goal conceded. This team is, I've just built it to perfection for what exactly I need it, thanks to Ron John. As you can see, everything here, he's got like 90% of the rev share. I'm getting barely any rev share from this. It's just, I've built this team to perfection, to the tactic, and it really shows when you do that, when you've got everybody in the spot you want them in with the stats you want, and it is unbelievable. I'm hoping for good things from this team this season. The next one I got, if you remember last week, I had like a Spark team that I bought that was just like all my leftovers. But then good friend of the pod, SUFC Blades, got in touch with me, told me he had a Mana license available, and I had to buy it. I had to get it. I traded it for the license I had last week. This one is in ice, which is a bit annoying because some of the players in this are just simply not good enough for ice. There are a few that are ice level, but then there's a lot of like 60s, and I've even got a couple of 49, 47. But this is just going to be my leftover squad. I kind of want this to swap with Clairvaux eventually, and this be like a better team, and Clairvaux just be I send all my leftovers to. But I've just got to do this for this season, and hopefully we can maybe survive. I don't know. I called it Newton Heath MFC, which is Man United's name back in 1890s or whatever. Fuck you before you say anything. That was their name before they became Manchester United. So a bit of a homage to that. So that should be fun. Then there's obviously Rossonero Mamba, who I have gone back to my favourite 4-4-2. I was saying it to you, and you were saying it's a very strong to play against. Yeah. I mean, the squad, all right. I think we should be challenging, I reckon, depending on what Stone League we're in. I think we should be challenging because we've got good tactics. And the 4-4-2 is something that I love. I won on Black Mamba, I won Ice and Stone with it, and then I decided, I want to play with wingers, and then I came second, which was really annoying. So, but hopefully we can do well with this one. Some of my good players like Little here, Pilko, some of my favourite players that I couldn't use last season, and now I get to use them again, and hopefully get some progression and get them moving up into the main team. Then I've got Clever Castle, who I have set up using a 4-2-3-1 that was a base that you gave me, Mr. K, because I struggle with scoring goals in this. We'll talk about it actually later in one of the community questions. It's always one I struggle to get goals out of, but it's really defensively solid, and so I've gone with that. I used your base that you sent me. Most of these are loans. I got this guy out of a reward pack, 76 cam, 22. It's not the best, but he's 22, so it doesn't sting really. And what's really good is he seems like the main guy. The way this tactic plays, he seems like the main guy, which is perfect for me because I obviously want him to progress. I got some great loans off keep people here. I don't know how to pronounce this. I learned one off root as well. Zuta sent me 3 players, and then thanks to your recommendation, Adam, I got into Work the Space, Really, really sound guy. Not talked to him before. I am a bit of a fan of his content, and not talked to him before, and he was wicked. Just sent me 8 players on 4%.
He's proper down to earth when you chat to him.
Yeah, he's so cool. I explained. I was like, I need these players. Are these okay? He was like, oh no, that goalkeeper's gone somewhere else. Just replace him. And 4% each. I was like, oh my god. He did have one condition with this guy who was 19 years old. He was like, oh, I want a guarantee he gets about 15, 16 games.
Yeah.
Can you do that? And I was just like, you know what? You want 15, 16 games? I'll get him 20. So I put on a clause as well for 20 games for him just to make sure he gets them. More than happy to do that. But I think with the tactic that I'm using, again, it looks strong. I'm hoping we do well. I really don't want to go up to iron because loaning in players for Stern was a fucking nightmare. Mamba are all set. We have a very strong squad, and I went, instead of doing the 18-man, I was like, you know, fuck it, I don't care. I want 22-man squad. I want a bit of, what's the word? I want to be able to, I can't think of the word.
Flexibility?
Flexibility, that's the one. I wanted a bit of flexibility if I needed it, and I didn't want to have to be playing weaker players in big games. So went full 22-man squad. The thing that scares me is the power creep is getting insane because you can see, I bought an 85, right? And in my defense, I thought I was going to be in bronze. Everything in my head, I was like, I'm going to be in bronze, so I bought him. What I'm noticing is a lot of iron teams now have Legos and multiple Legos. There's one guy that got promoted from Stone, and I checked out his squad, and he's got 2 Legos. There's also a guy who was in this division last season who's got a Lego. There's just 4 Legos in my one iron league, and that's just my league, and that's just the teams I've checked. Some others may have added some. It's insane, and it seems to be following me. It's really annoying. It seems to be following me when I go up. It's like, oh, suddenly the power creep comes in. Now you need Legos now to compete in this. It's like, fuck's sake. By the time I get to bronze, I'll need a full team of Legos. I'm really, really excited about this guy. I mentioned him when I bought him, and playing him and testing him. Oh my god, I have an absolute gem. This guy is a game changer for me. He is an absolute game changer. The amount of times he's just got the ball on the left wing, dribbled past 3 players and banged it in at the near post. It's just like, holy shit, I've got an absolute gem on my hands here. And
sounds like an issue with the match engine. We should report. Can we get that fixed, please?
But yeah, he's a game changer. He's an absolute game changer. Entered the Wendake Cup. I just want to highlight this. I'm nearly done. Entered the Wendake Cup, and for the first 4 games, I was testing out stuff I wanted to test out. And the first 4 games didn't go well. I drew 2 and lost 2. So I was like, thank God for that. Thank God I tested it here and not during the season. But today I put in a tactic that I'm more comfortable with. I beat the team at top 3-0. And then we had to play Jeddah Port strikers. And we needed to beat them by 2 goals to go through. And as you can see, we beat them 2-1. And it was so fucking annoying because I was watching this game. And as you can see by the stats, their keeper made 8 saves. He scored off his very first shot on target, and we hit the post 3 times. I was just like, oh, this just feels so fucking scripted. But yeah, it was. I used it for testing stuff that I wanted to test out. Like, does this work? Does this work? And it's a semi-competitive environment, so now I know that doesn't work. Don't do that. So that's really good. I'm not too fussed about going out there. But yeah, that's my season. I'm kind of looking forward to it. But yeah, the match engine's exactly the same. So I know I'm probably going to end up with some of the same issues.
Yeah, I mean, you're right about the power creep. Power creep's going on and on and on. With your new license, that Manchester one, have a look at my Spark clubs. I'd happily swap some of your players for some of my Spark players because the level they're at, I just need to put them in the team. So I've sort of cascaded down my strength and agency. And I think one of them, in particular, the one I did the tactic testing with for this week, I think it's Meridian. If you've got anybody there, you're like, oh, actually, can I swap him for him? As long as I'm sort of swapping position for position, I'm pretty chill to send you some strength because it's a Spark team and they're sort of more ice level, so we can just swap in and out.
Oh, wicked. Yeah, I'll have a look at that.
Do that so you can strengthen that team up. Right, I'm going to preface this mine before I show you what I've got, is I made 2 agency purchases in the last week since the last pod. So I went from having just over 200 players to having it's over 500. I know that for a fact. I've got a lot of players. 517 players now.
Well,
I've got a lot of players in the dev center. I've got 60 players in the dev center, including I opened an uncompact for myself and I picked up this guy, 18 years old, and I thought, you know what, he can just go in dev jail, see what he does for the next 4 years, because I've got a lot of strikers at the uncommon level, and just see what it is. A lot of these were transferred over when I did some agency building, or I played them last year. I've got that much this year. Like, you had this guy, Yorkshire Tea XP last season, he's gone in dev jail. I play, where is he now? Inns last season at 16 was playing. He tier broke, so I've just doing more than tier. Oh yeah, he went up by 1, then up by 2. So I've chucked him in dev jail for this season and see what he does now. So loads of the players. So then all of a sudden I was like, right, I've got a lot of players to use now. What I will show you is this power creep idea, because I picked up this chap off the market. I thought it was an absolute steal when I saw he was on.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I thought it was one of those. I was waiting for something. I don't know where I was. I was waiting, and I just did my usual scroll clubs and the homepage for players. He was the third player on there. Saw the price, saw his age, saw his stats, and I went. I didn't hesitate. I just bought.
Yeah,
I'd have worry about it later.
I'd have probably got that's insane stats there.
But if I take you to, there's his career progression. He's gone from 80 when he was minted at 18 up to 85. Okay, not crazy progression. Let me show you where he's been playing. Last year he was in Stone, season before in Ice, then in Spark again. So this is obviously someone's like main team, and they're just like, fuck it, I want to go up. However they got their player. Before that Ice, before that Iron. I mean, we're going back to the beginning of the game to a degree. So Silver and Bronze, that's more his level, especially at the time. But that's the progression he's had playing at that level. He's playing at Silver this season. So I think there's a bit more juice in the tank.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more, but I think there's a bit of juice in the tank. Other guy I was tweeting about it, here's my rare player pack. I've been insanely lucky. I've gone on MFL Stats, a shout out MFL Stats, to do the training thing route that you showed us at one time. And I think it's like 1 shooting or 2 physical. He'll go up to 85, he'll tier break. He's on the cusp of tier breaking from the jump. I also went, how much is he potentially worth? Don't believe any of the valuations, but they were close to 500. I reckon he's around a 350 sort of value player-ish.
21.84, you could maybe get that 85. If he progresses this season,
yes,
that price is going to rocket.
Exactly. It'll be about how quickly does he start progressing, and then rounding out his progression as to how much progress he then makes. So on that then, I was like, well, I need some clubs. And I picked up some clubs as part of one of the agency deals, and I was like, right, I'm going to go into it. So I'll load it up here to begin with.
Strap in, everyone.
Down.
Okay, now.
I've kept Dow for this year. I'm managing the Silver Club again this year. I had a chat with my co-owners about potentially me stepping back and letting someone else do it. As we were going through it, it just seemed the better suited position that I continue to run, because I'm able to secure loans and stuff fairly easily, and then we push on from there. I would say this season, because my co-owners have also invested a bit more in the club as well themselves, I'd argue we've got a stronger team than we did last year. If I pull it up on here, just as an example, got a couple of loans in here and there, but we're a stronger side than we were last year and stronger than the first season. So it's looking hopeful that will stay up for this season. My thinking there being, we tend to have an advantage at the start of the season because we always fly. In the second half we struggle because like that people have caught up with the engine. The engine isn't changing, therefore I want to have some more strength to compete. Rebranded one of my bronze teams, which managed to stay up in the end. I don't know the ins and outs of that one, but they stayed up in the end, so I've now got 2 bronze teams.
Did you get the... we're not... Because there was a number of bronze clubs that didn't get relegated, weren't they?
I didn't see it because I was also agency buying at the same time. Because one came through, I bought a license, and then I got the notice about that license. So it might have got lost because, as you can imagine, buying 500 odd players, it took a while and a lot of notifications, and then all the contracts I'm offering for players to move into teams. It's been a nightmare of admin this week. Still got my bronze team, kept Keto for the time being. Not sure what long-term future is going on for Keto, but at the moment I've got them, so I'm running them again. And then I've got a lot of clubs. I've got 15, in fact. Well, I'm managing 15 this season. Technically speaking, I own 18. Because one of the agency I bought was Mini-Me, due to personal reasons, which naturally I won't go into. He needed to step back. Gutted that he was leaving the game and stuff. To be honest, I did a lot of talking with him, and excuse me, rather than just buying his agency outright, we were talking through what's the best tactic for him to go forward and sell and get the most he needed out of it, and then I bought the remnants after the fact. It would be a shame to lose him from the game, so I offered to loan him 2 of my clubs. So he chose 2 of my Spark clubs and he's running from this season, and he'll keep the MFL. He's just running the teams for me. So yeah, I'm up to 15, and one of my other teams, it was one of my Flint licenses. I've loaned to one of my Silco ones because he wanted to have an experiment team for the season. I said, look, I'm happy for you to run it, no worries. So now I've got, I've got 15. I was trying to work it out then. I've got how many Flint teams now? That's 5 Flint teams. There's 2 Spark, 2 Ice, 2 Stone, 2 Bronze, 1 Silver, 1 Gold to run this season.
Nice.
So I'm not sleeping is apparently what I'm doing now for the foreseeable future. I've still got something like 73 agents. I think the lion's share of them now are on 0%, and they're slowly just chipping away and making their way out.
You keep doing this, we won't need a Ron John challenge. We'll just do a challenge with your team.
I want it to go big. I see the value in this game is licenses. It's the one thing that will never lose value. A player will retire, a license doesn't. So it was worth the investment in there. Just to keep that ticking over and I want to keep ticking over how much MFL I'm pulling in every season, because last year in Bronze I gave away like 50% of my rev share, and the one with this one here where I've had to loan in a lot of players, I think I'm at about 20%. Yeah, 20% rev share, and there's some contract game clauses which will absolutely get met. It might struggle this season, this Bronze team, but if I've managed to turn it around last season and keep them up as it turns in a roundabout way. The other Bronze club, I think I've got a singular loan in, and 2. Sorry, I've got 2 loans in there because it was worth pulling in an extra player and moving things around. But on the volume of players that I've got, I'm going to come to this one later, but this is the rewards for my Yorkshire Tea XP. So if you'd like, gents, I can start opening this now. We can see from our Yorkshire Tea XP team last season that you managed, Bruce, the MFL you earned. I said, look, I'm happy to offset the MFL for the time being and just pull us in an uncommon player. I vote we see what we get.
Yeah.
And see how it goes.
Looks like you're already doing it. Don't wait for us to answer. You're all right.
It's my player route, so piss off. I'm not sure how loud the noise is. I'm turning the noise off because it's deafening in my end, so I imagine it might be quite loud for the listeners. So, Root, are we actually needing anything for Yorkshire Tea XP at this point?
We can always have a better player.
Right then, that's the spirit.
74, yeah. 74 would be nice, wouldn't it?
Edwin Cortez, how old are you, sir? 26.
Oh, no.
Wank stain. Centre mid. Not bad. 68? 67.
67.
Let's
have a quick look.
CDM.
Everywhere in the middle.
He's not good defensively, though, and he's not got the high passing. He's got high passing. He's not got high dribbling or high shooting for a cam.
He's better defensive at centre mid than the one we're playing. We're playing, I think, someone from you, Bruce, the Grande, because he's really a right midfielder.
Don't you dare drop him. He's a baller.
He's currently there, so he's staying there. So,
yeah, he's a fucking baller. Do not drop him.
5'11", Colombian, 26 years old, right
actually,
footed,
he'll be good, actually.
CDM cam.
Just bring him in as a rotation. Just have
he'll
three.
be. Yeah,
three
I can rotate
mid.
him in anyway because the CDM I've got in there, which is the hybrid CDM cam, CDM CM, he drops a lot of CM, so I'm quite happy just to play your guy as a rotation there as an extra man in there. So
totally fine. I don't need to find a space for him anywhere. I'm all kitted out really in all the colours.
Don't you dare drop him. You will lose the league if you drop Grande. You will lose the league.
If I drop him, will I?
Well, I promise you, in Spark, he kills it. Put risky passing on him. Put risky passing on him in the 4-1-2-1-2.
When have you never known me to have risky passing on him?
There you go then. So you'd be an idiot to drop him. You'd be an idiot to drop him.
I've sent you the link to the player. Feel free to send the contract over, Root. Obviously 0%. Just ping it over and stuff, and you can pull him in, and you've got another option in your team.
I'll do him now, and I'll run some tests with him, and then test with Grande. Test with them both together and see how it runs out.
Excellent. I like it. Methodical. Right. Let's move this along then, boys, because we've got the topic of the week. Because I know after this, viewers won't see this, but we're preparing for the Ron John Challenge for this upcoming season. Want to get the info over to Ron John ASAP for registrations. So Our topic of the week is nothing other than the Holiday Heroes campaign, which has been announced for this coming season, with Season 10 being a special season. It's going to be an extra week of competitions, prizes, and a bit of a celebration for MFL. They're introducing their first ever cash bonus tournament in MFL history, and I think there's $10,000 on the line, something like that.
Total, yeah.
Share of it, yeah.
Bonkers, absolutely bonkers. So the key dates for it, for listeners out there, is from December the 1st to the 22nd. We've got daily qualifiers for the Masters. Don't know anything more about it at this stage. December 28th to the 30th, a special transfer window. And then for December 30th to the 4th of Jan, it's Holiday Heroes Week. Is there anything else you guys in particular want to pull up in this? Anything you want to comment about it? Yeah. Anything else you want to add it detail-wise?
Yeah. You go first, Bruce.
Yeah, you forgot the massive thing. That this week I do the Masters and the Classic, Fatigue, XP is on. So that's going to be an extra week of XP for our players, which is like, I think the whole thing is a huge dub for MFL.
Agreed.
Huge dub. Mm-hmm. Really love it. Love the idea of it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Pitches, kits again.
Yeah, I'm going to try again. Yes, that's going to be my main goal. I'm going to try and qualify for the Masters. I think, daily tournaments, I'm going to try every day.
Yeah. So is the qualifiers don't have fatigue, do they? It's just when you get to the Masters that
it's just the end of season, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be really cool.
They're bringing back the Lucky Wheel. I wasn't playing when they had the Lucky Wheel previously, but you'll earn, throughout Holiday Heroes, you'll earn tickets to spin for prizes. I believe if you win a match, you get a ticket, and then you can spin the wheel. I don't know what's included on it as of yet, but we've got that then. And for the tournament format, I might actually just pull it up on a shared screen. Let me come back over to our recording studio for a second. Oh, behave yourself. I almost ended the call then because my screen was being weird.
Well, you could have shown from the...
Just share the screen, yeah. This is what I want to share because these are the different tiers of the tournament. So we've got one for Diamond/Platinum. It's only one tournament with 16 participants with $2,400 on the line. We've got one shared one for Gold and Silver. Only one. 32 participants though with £1,450. Shared for Bronze and Iron with 4 tournaments. 32 total participants. I presume that's per tournament in terms of how those numbers. With 460 on the line. Stone and Ice, there's 16 tournaments with 64 participants, so it's going to be a larger competition per one of those, with 120 on the line. And there's also going to be there for Spark and Flint, 50 tournaments, 100 participants, $48 on the line. So yeah, there's an interesting bit of, I like the fact, across the entire pyramid, there's going to be the option or the opportunity for everyone to try and get involved in some capacity. As to how they qualify, no idea. I'm going to stop sharing because it looks weird on my screen again. I don't know why. It seems like it's really small.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Oh, I don't care. I'm just not going to share my screen too often then for this podcast because it's been a douche. But yeah, it's looking really, really interesting.
So the Lucky Wheel, I know none of us were here for it. You wasn't here either, Bruce, was you?
No, I wasn't. No.
Yeah. What does that mean? Do we know anything about it? Has anybody said it? Is it just like randomly it just spins a wheel?
From what I gather, it's just a week. Like you'll get tickets from winning games, and then you just spin on the wheel, and whatever it lands on, you win.
Right, okay, cool.
It's really weird because I've seen in the Discord some people seem to love it, and some people seem to hate it. From what I've seen, a
bit like spin the bottle, isn't it? Sometimes you land on someone that you really want to kiss, and sometimes not so much. Not that I still play that game anymore at my age, obviously.
But yeah, I think it's a huge dub. I think it's amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun to round out the year, celebrate 10 seasons or 1 year of MFL being on mainnet. So,
I mean, I love the idea of stuff from December, as you guys know. Obviously, trying to get things kicking along. I just love the idea of having things in December and building up to that Christmas period and having all that cash on the line for people as well. And even just the MFL side of it and the competition. I think it's just proven, even like in the mid-season now where we've just had like Wendirt Cups and Ramble Cups and things like that. And Hoodwink's got one on the go, hasn't he, as well? So I think it's really cool, all those types of things, because it's really nice to as well have your teams playing in competitions.
Yeah.
Friendlies are fine, clicking the friendly button, but we do it so much on tactic testing, obviously, as we have to, or we want to. But having it in a competition is so much better. Because I think like it just is nothing better than going up against someone, like, because the community's growing and people are growing, there's a good chance now that you're going to be up against somebody that you either messaging or in a Discord with or in a conversation with. And like I know in the Wendock, I'm in with Hoodwink as well, so that's quite cool.
I was disappointed I got eliminated out of the Wendock 85 because I saw the guy who is against Rory in the next round. I was like, oh my god, that would have been class. Like, jeez. So that was part of my disappointment. It was like, fuck, I could have played Rory. Like,
Just reading through this the blog post, I think we can attach a link in today's video in particular so people can have a read themselves if they've not seen it. But looking at how to qualify. So entry to the Masters is free, but you have to earn your spot. So starting December 1st up until December 22nd, they're going to be dropping qualify tournaments throughout the day on the competitions page, and it's a case of first come, first served in terms of registrations. So when a qualifier drops for your tier, they're saying act fast. The qualifiers are straightforward. There's no overall limits. You just bring your best squad. There's no fatigue or XP for the qualifiers. It's just competition, and you have to go all the way to earn your ticket to the Masters. So it sounds like you're going to win your whatever competition. I imagine it'll be like a rapid play when they did that at the end of the season. There's quick turnarounds. But it's free to enter, which is good. I'm down with that. Other bit I saw was the breakdown of the rewards if you qualify. They pay out for the winner, they pay out for the runner-up and semi-finalists in cash, and then quarter-finalists, round of 16 and group stage, there's MFL on the line. So you can there's a lot of opportunity to win something. For example, if you're in the Spark Flink one and you're a semi-finalist, it's $8.
Yeah.
For getting that far.
I'll tell you what is interesting as well, because it's by tiers, and I know they're saying bring your best squad. That's interesting for our Yorkshire Tea XP club, boys. Just saying.
How many people are looking at this? I think that's where the special transfer window thing later in the time is there. So people might want to strengthen their clubs because they qualify for the Masters.
You're going to see some plenty of Legos in there.
You literally are. Cause if you're...
That's the bit I was going to point out. That's exactly what I was going to point out. Yeah, you're going to get stupid teams that are going to be looking to chase the cash. I mean, if you're going to chase it, for me, looking at this, you're looking at gold, silver, bronze, and iron. If you're going to drop Legos in somewhere, you're better off doing it gold, silver, bronze to iron because the payout is so much higher. Because if you're buying Legos to chuck them in Spartan Flint, and if you win it, you get $20. That's probably not covered one of them, but I've seen a lot of retirees being purchased. In the last week.
That's
however we can get the tokens for the spin wheel, because that's where the kit and the pitches, I believe. So however we can get those.
Well, we have the classic as well. Like if you don't qualify for the Masters, there's the classic where it's free to enter.
Free to enter. IMFF Cup format, 32 team brackets, and the payouts there are for MFL. There's a winners, a runners-up, a semi-finalist, and quarter-finalist.
Nice.
It's going to be so good, isn't it? Tickets.
And for every win, every win you get in it, in the classic, you'll get your lucky wheel ticket.
Yeah. Nice.
You can spend some of your 100 million thousand MFL then, Mr. K, unless you've used it all now.
Not all of it. I've got about 4.5k left, something like that. I ended up buying 2 rare player packs in the end, because the first one was that ridiculous one. The second one, I think he was I want to say 22-year-old, 23-year-old, 76, 77 rated CDM.
So that first pull, instead of selling it, that first pull, do you want to open? Oh, really not? Oh, okay.
I was like, I'm going to open it. I'm just going to pull another one, because I had need for somebody having all these clubs. I had need for rares, and I was like, oh, well, see what happens and see how we get on. So anything I was happy with. And that'll be the nice thing moving forward now, come next season whenever we all buy a rare player. As long as they're not super old, I'll be reasonably happy with what I get, because I'll have somewhere to put them. I'm not chancing for certain things. So I think it sounds like a particularly interesting one. There was a bit about the transfer window in there. Each club can make up to 3 new signings, so you can optimise your clubs for the tournament. So it just sounds like the usual mid-season transfer window, but it's just at the end of the season for the Masters. You can super juice your teams and stuff. So it's going to be interesting. Really interesting.
That player you got as well, just going back to that player you got as well, he only goes down 1 for a cam and then another 1 for CDM, so I don't think that's that bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Handy. Utility man.
Straight in the starting 11, so it's good.
Excellent.
I'm joking.
Anything else on the topic of the week, boys, you wanted to add on what we've already covered?
No, I still need to read it all fully. We've covered a lot here. I mean, I had a busy week, so I've not really seen a lot, but I just think it's really exciting. I can't wait to get stuck into it. I love the rapid plays, all over those. And it just seems like it's competitions that are fair and open for absolutely everybody, no matter what level you're playing at,
Exactly.
no matter what your appetite is. And I think because you can get the tokens and you can win those pictures and kits within that, that's nice as well. So you don't have to progress all the way to a final to get some of the things that people really like. You know, obviously that's great for the MFL and the cash, but you can still be trying to win those games, like you say, even in the classic mode at the end, and get your spin wheels and have some luck, hopefully. And I think there's MFL in there as well, so that's nice.
It's just dawned on me, I've got 15 clubs to do this with now, so I'm sort of optimising my opportunities to take part. But if I'm running the Dow one, I'll have to work, and I qualify for Masters, I'll have to work something out with the Dow about them getting their rev share, because it's their team and mostly their players. But anyway, that's a problem to cross at another day.
10% to the Dow, that's fine.
Even all this being said, Bruce, I'm still happy to go ahead with the trade between your ice and one of my Spark teams. I don't give a monkeys. Let's just do it. Keep your Manchester's license up.
Thank you.
No worries. Root, as I'm offering that for Bruce, I'm happy to do the same for any of your teams. If you're running a bit light somewhere, feel free to scan through my teams, and if you want to do a player swap, just for free contracts, I don't mind moving things around.
Cool.
Yeah, feel free, boys, because I've got some silly rated players in certain teams, just because strength and depth on certain positions. So yeah. Right then, boys. So we've done the pack opening already because I pre-paculated with the uncommon player. So now we've done our first ever raw to rare player with uncommons. So we said it'd be worth us doing it again, and we'd go in this time and do it with a limited player. So, Root, I know you bought yours just as we were getting sorted out, so I know you've got yours. Have you got yours, Bruce, ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, I bought it on the day, mate.
Excellent. Do one of you boys want to try and share first and see what it comes up as? Because if mine's going to be a pain in the ass, it might be a bit anticlimactic to share mine. If it will let me do share screen properly.
You want me to share? Okay, I'll do. Okay. Is that alright? Does it come up?
Yeah, all good for me, mate. And it looks like... Oh, no, it's doing the silly thing again.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me check the layout, see if I can just... Full screen. Hang on. Not available when sharing media. Why is it let me just do it there, then?
Oh,
there we go. I've been able to do something on my end. I don't know why it's done that.
Okay. Right.
But it's working.
It's
working. Yeah.
Right, Bruce, here we go. Come on. You've got this.
Well, my last one was dead. I stuck him in the dev centre now, like the Krebs guy. Stuck him in the dev centre.
From one of the packs I got from on the Wendirk, he was actually like uncommon, and he was like quite young, so I was like, I don't need him. And I've never banged someone at that level in the dev centre before, but I had the dev centre pass as well, so I just stuck him in there. He was like 60 odd rated or something.
Antonio Italian.
He looks old.
He's a goalkeeper.
6'5".
61.
If you're 5'6", mate. If you're 5'6", he's 6'1".
6'1".
That's all right. Yeah, you can get some game time somewhere, definitely.
Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, not bad.
Let me have a look.
Fucking old players, man. What's really annoying is I'm 41 and I'm calling someone 26 old. Like, that's the worst thing.
If you want him to play for definite, mate, I've got unlimited goalkeepers in practically all of my Flint sides, but if you want him to get... He'd probably be better than most of mine, so if you want me to draft him in one of mine and actually play, especially if I've already got an old player, we'll sort it out.
Yeah, please, 100%.
Feel free to have a look at my Flint sides.
You'd have loved the guy I put in the dev centre, Bruce. He's right up your street. 21-year-old centre-back, 66 rated, 28 pace.
Oh.
That's why he went in there, because I was like, I can't use him anywhere. I'm just hoping all he does is run. Yeah, just run while you're in the dev centre for 4 years, because the rest of your stats are lovely. You go next, Mr. K?
Yeah, can do, yeah. Bruce, just have a look at my Flint teams and see what you think is worthwhile, which one is worth going in. Right,
whichever one's suitable for you, mate. You tell me, you just send me an offer, and you can have him. If he's going to play it, then go for it.
Yeah, it's more a case of I can't be asked going through it all.
He'll be top of the list.
No, I meant all my bloody Flint teams, working out which one should go in. Exactly. Right. Shh. So yeah, I'll probably whoever I get in is either going to be a dev centre player who's young enough. He'll go into one of my Flint sides if necessary, if he acts as a bit more depth. Or I'll be looking for a loan, but the loan market's a bit rough at the moment.
Yeah.
You could loan it to one of my mates that still needs some players that's trying to fill his team up at a reasonable percent if he's a player that can go out. He's got a few gaps still.
Right then, let's see which handsome chap I've got. He looks a bit younger. He's got a chin on him. Austrian. 21! Right back. 60-ish. Ooh, 59. I'm actually short on right backs across all my teams. I've left backs and right backs I'm short on. What else can you do, sir?
Oh, that's it.
Nothing. He's very well-rounded for 59 now.
You're going to use him or dev centre him?
Woo! What?
Using him or dev centre him?
I'm probably going to look to potentially use him, just because if I go to right backs and I look at players contracted to my clubs, that looks horrible right now. Let's do it like this. I've got 57 and a 58 on that one. In this one, 48 and a 45.
Upgrade.
I was really light at right back on a lot of clubs, so it really dropped off on a number of teams. So he'll get a starting spot somewhere. I won't dev jail him because I've dev jailed the last one. I'll actually make an effort this time.
Let's have a look.
Right, Root, let's go see which geriatric you bought off Floaty then.
Let's see what.
I really hope he's
31.
Season 10. It was actually a season 7 pack you've bought.
Yeah. And he's
already retiring.
I packed a 31-year-old.
With the red retirement symbol.
Come on, guys. It's not going to be like that. It's all going to be fine. I'm just having to do dapper. There we go. Coming in now.
Woo! Sound bomb.
Here we go. He's going to be 21 because he was born at 16.
I mean, to be fair, if he's on floaty, he could be a player from this season. It's just hard to say.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Oh, he looks youngish. How old are you, sir?
23.
That's all right. That's all right. 20 pace. 41 pace. It's not the worst. Yeah, he can pass as well.
He can pass.
Yeah.
That's helpful for a centre back. 5'11".
That's not terrible. It's not the end of the world.
It's not terrible.
No, that's usable. That's serviceable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not serviceable in any of my squads, but it's serviceable for somebody. I'll probably loan him out. Yeah, I know. Big time now.
Root, yeah, I'm going to say Root buying all the rares on the market now. There's nobody one of my team. Can't use him. Get out, peasant. Right then. So, yeah, I think we're all going to have a think about what we're going to do with ours. We'll do a weekly check-in to see how they've gone. I don't think, unless we're very lucky, I don't think we'll get a lot of progress become next week's podcast.
No, probably not.
Because training starts on Wednesday, doesn't it, as I recall?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Cannot
Looking
wait.
forward to that again. Yeah.
I miss logging in every day. I miss logging in every day to check it. Like...
I've been getting my MFL assistant's training progress reports at 10 o'clock every morning still and going...
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. But yeah.
I might put him in my downtown.
What was that noise?
I don't know.
What was that noise?
That was my. I'm trying to think of what to say noise. I think you doing the old like this got me in the mood for like changing my voice really. And some
that
sort of mood.
That's why you're trying to sort of talk your missus into a bit of a. That's the sort of voice I imagine that's used.
Well, the reason what I'm saying is, obviously the plugin we use, the MFL Leaks, he's literally the green bar is right at the top.
Yeah, he needs a point. Like his
borderline
defense is already high. Like
so he's really well rounded.
Yeah.
Even though he's slow, I think that whatever. Don't think it matters too much. So I'm going to bang him in Downtown Cowboys. So then he stays in one of my clubs. Because I've got a guy in there that's pretty much going to retire that I don't really want to play. So his fitness is going to be appalling because he's literally retiring in like the
check his progression. Check his progression. Has he got any seasons? Was it this season you bought him?
Good point. Yeah. Find out how old he might have been because it might have been a.
No, he's born now, 23. He's born.
Nice. Goodbye then. Goodbye. Right. Nice.
So that's all good. Yeah. So I'm going to use him, and then I'm going to the guy that is retiring, I'm just going to send out because I'd rather get this guy in and get these 20 games or whatever.
We're not going to forget the other ones that we did the last time. It's just we're just gonna keep
yeah,
expanding
definitely
it.
not.
But yeah.
Yeah, my guy's gone out on loan for this season. He's literally at tier break. He's at tier break, so 54 rated, Mr. Warren. So it'd be good if you can tick that over.
Well, my right back that I've just had a look at MFL stats myself, and it's like 2 in either defending or physical, ticks him over. So, yeah, it's where you think, 'cause he's just very well rounded across the board. This is what I like about fullbacks, especially up at echelons. If you've got the really high rated fullbacks, their stats are mental in terms of how well rounded they are. Yeah. So that's why I like to make use of fullbacks as much as I can. Cool. Right then, boys, we have rapid fired the pod this week. Apologies to those of you who like to sit here for 2 years. But we're on to... No, we're not. Oh my goodness. Adam. I was like, we're about to do community questions. I think there would have been fucking anarchy. Like, everyone only tunes in for Tactics Corner, and I'm just going, right, we're almost done now, boys.
When you did the going into the packs, I thought, well, he must be in a flow. Just leave him be. It's fine. And then when you said the line, we've mashed through it, I'm like, well, yeah, but we've still probably got at least another
I only remember
half an hour,
because
45 minutes of content. Like, what was the
I went to the questions, and I'm like, it seems really early. I'm missing something here because I rarely look at the agenda. So yeah, we've got Tactics Corner to do, chat. So this week's Tactics Corner
feature that we do, that the community loves.
Yeah. Other than that, we've got an out to do. But yeah, Tactics Corner this week. It was chosen by the community across our Discord. Again, if you haven't joined, there will be links all over the show. Do jump on our Discord. And we also put a poll. Did we put a poll on X as well this week, or was it just Discord?
Just Discord now. I do put something out to say, if you want to get involved in that and other things, join.
We're getting plenty of votes on the Discord now. There's no need for it on X anymore.
I mean,
because you told me at everyone, when you told me off.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Bruce.
Well, good. Bruce is your boss. We all know this.
Yeah, we know this.
So
we know this.
This
there is another question, Roots. Put it in the agenda because I can't copy and paste it. I'm a mere superstar winner.
The best leaders are amazing delegators, and I'm just an amazing delegator.
Don't worry, Bruce. He likes it. He likes the authoritarian aspect of it. That noise he made earlier in the pod, he made that noise when he got the message came through.
When I get a Discord
put
alert
this in the pod, Bruce.
Yeah, when I get an alert through it says it's at me and it's from Bruce. It doesn't matter what it says. I'm literally ready. Does that concern you a little bit?
No. I'll send you more tasks.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Root's going to have a wobbly desk if we carry on doing this.
I've had to lower my chair for this recording.
Anyway, so the tactic that was chosen this week was the bog standard 4-3-3. And I'll be honest, boys, I was really underwhelmed when we got the 4-3-3 because I just found it really meh. Like, not testing it, it works really well. Any 4-3-3 does, but it's so boring.
I think the problem is because the way
the grey of colours.
Yeah, the way you set up the centre mids. Sometimes it's like, well, I want one sitting and two, and it's like, well, then I should just play the 4-3-3-D, and it's like, you know what I mean?
My first iteration of creating a tactic, I think I've won practically every game I tested it with. Lost one, drew a few, and I was like, there we go, 4-3-3, run of the mill. There you go. It's really underwhelming. I like the weird ones.
I'll show people how not to do it. You're all right, don't you?
Excellent, as always. I would have preferred 4-3-3 false 9 because that's different. Yeah, I like the variety ones, but yeah, the bog standard ones. I understand people might want to use them. They want us to do it. All good. But yeah, I
have got an idea because eventually we're going to run out of formations if they don't add any. We're going to run out of formations, and I've got an idea to how we can expand Tactics Corner, which I think will be really cool.
I liked yours the other week where you just put your best team against Root's team and we just pummeled them game after game.
Yeah, that was
and
fun.
we just test doing tactics like that. That was fun.
At first I didn't like it, but then the way it was dominating me, I loved it in the
end. I didn't like it at first, the wobbly desk.
Right, we're going to have to move on from this.
Right. Root, would you like to go first, my friend?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
So you actually did your homework even though you've got no wingers in your agency?
Yeah, I'm not. I've got no excuses. It's all good. Let's load up the tactics. So yeah, it's just my left winger in this squad. The rest of it's fine. But he actually was all right. I think it's because his stats. I think I did it with the Yorkshire Tea XP team. I think he's one of yours, Mr. K's. But because of his stats, even though he's got the drop off quite a lot, he still did all right. To be fair.
I actually think as well, Gran doesn't have I know your right wing's fine, but Gran doesn't have right wing, but I do actually think he gets a plus in right wing as well, which is weird. Like, what's he got up to? Oh no, he's 66, yeah, even with his
so he
old
goes
man.
down to 2, yeah. I could have put him up there and tried him there, actually. Oh, sugar.
Yeah, it was the left wing that you had the issue with, so.
Yeah, but I don't know if that guy was better than that guy. No, he's actually That's fine. Yeah. Anyway, it didn't really matter that much, to be fair. I could see what you mean about the tactic. It didn't really matter what I was doing. But I'll tell you what my mindset of how I would want my 4-3-3 flat to play. So I'll do the team instructions first. I've kept them fairly simple. So just normal attacking, less long shots, and more offensive for attacking tendency. I'm liking this. I'm liking that and that. I'm bored of balance, so I'm alternating between more defensive and more offensive through my squads, depending on the opposition it looks like I've got. So the tactic I've been building for my other clubs, I can switch that and then make a couple of other changes, and the whole tactic shifts if I'm against a higher team. And I was learning that, Bruce, from you playing me with your team and me playing you back, which was really helpful. Middle of the line depth, and then just tightened it down. I just pretty much do that on all the compactness, and then the same standard there for everybody. But what I've tried to do with this, just working from the back, is I've tried to get my left back and my right backs crossing more and balanced there, so they kind of want them to kind of move to here, which is what happens in the tactic. Occasionally they go a bit further, but not often, and then they pass the ball there or ping it all the way across the other side. So you're getting like diagonal balls coming from the right and left backs, which seems to be working all right. These two is the standard that we seem to all be doing pretty much these days. For the centre backs, low defence and low position. And then in the three, I kept alternating a bit like what you were saying between this guy being the focal point pushing forward or this guy being the point coming back, and then what do you do with those two? And after just testing a load of games, I kind of actually like the idea of these ones moving to balance with risky. So instead of coming full blown attacking like the attacking formation is, but this guy's he's on more defensive. So I decided, when I was playing with the way I was building it, I think it's because these guys were pushing up and these guys were pushing up, I needed somebody to sit here as well. So by him doing that, and then these guys kind of like still staying where they are now, worked really well. And then these front three, they're all... so these guys on the wingers are on balanced, high and more defensive. More offensive, sorry. Balanced, high and more offensive. So I wanted to give them the freedom to just roam around the front. And then the centre one, I've made a bit of more of a focal point, so he's just on conservative passing and more offensive. And I kept putting him on direct as well, but then taking it off and putting it on. I won't really see much difference. It played all right. It was okay. I'm just not getting loads of results that I would expect, but all these ones here are definitely from this. So we've got a win, draw, a win, a couple of losses, but that team was a lot better than ours, but just couldn't... Anytime I lost, like I said to you, I just kept retrying. Then we've got a win, a draw, a win, another loss, a win. And then I think this is going back to when I was using my my tactic to when I was trying to test it with my own tactic. So it didn't perform that well, but I wouldn't even say it's fun to watch. It's just a bit of a... Yeah. For me, it was just a bit of a meh tactic. Just, I don't know.
I think we're all
I don't
going to
know.
have a similar
Yeah.
outlook on this one.
I don't know if it's because as well... Again, I'm not used to watching wingers. I know lots of people like wingers and how they play. But I think as well, when I'm watching football, I like football that I've seen building through the middle of the park and building through, and that's why I love the narrow, I guess. But yeah, it works, but it just wasn't exciting me, even on more offensive. So yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to go next, Adam, or?
Yeah, I don't mind going next, mate. That's fine. 1 second. Yeah, I was messing around with something the other day. I'm just going to see if I can get it to work first. Yeah, it's going to work. That's fine. So the 4-3-3. I had options to play it this season. I chose one of my Spark teams. This is probably the strongest Spark team I've got, boys. So again, when I was talking about players you might want to draft in and swap for, you can promote some players. We'll just promote some players between us and we'll go from there, because that's just the cascade effect that I had. So this is the White Rose Meridian team. If I go back to, as one of the Trust the Process teams I think I started up against when I first did it. Yeah, that one there. That's where I started. As you can see, you've got wins. I think there's one loss in this sequence of games where I just kept stop, start. Drew again. This loss against this team, so played them again and drew. They actually were quite a good, well set up team. That team, and very similar in strength. And yeah, it was one of those sort of tactics. I was like, this is like a plug and play. It's not like I need to think massively about it based on what I think. And when you were describing it then, Rue, I'm like, it's like you go back to the previous iterations of Football Manager. Just your plug and play 4-2-3-1 Gegenpress. It's just like the default way to play is a 4-3-3 because it's got a bit of everything. It's fairly defensively sound as long as you don't fuck around with it too much. And attacking, it can have a lot of options. You can play to your heart's content, but that's what's I suppose the attractive part is how do you optimise your midfield to get the most out of them, and how do you optimise your wingers to get the most out of them. And this is why when I set mine up, if I go to I have a quick look at the attributes of the players, I've got one winger with ridiculously high dribbling, the other one's got high dribbling. Not stupid shooting on either of them, but not bad. They're not blessed with pace. So straight away I was like, I don't want them too far wide. Wide is not going to work because they're not going to be hugging the touchdown and trying to make their way in. Similar to yours, Root. So I went more narrow because I don't want them hugging the touchline. I want them to be more narrow, so I pulled it to about 40% narrow. Less long shots, left it standard from there. Drop the line just a fraction, and then tight block, it's around that 40% mark. And the bog standards for the trigger press more often, balance aggressive, and play out defence. Shock horror. Goalkeeper plays out. Shock. There's nothing going on there. Fullbacks, as always, I've got a thing at the moment with fullbacks where I like them to dribble more often. I can't tell you in a succinct manner why I think it works, but I find it does work. It stops the ball just being circulated between and just doing little triangles back and forth between the teams, or them just whacking it long. It just seems to work. They tend to often have space. Centre-backs, controlled, conservative, low. I don't want them to do anything. They keep it simple. We're leaving it to these guys.
What's the controlled about on your centre-backs? Just, I know I'm interjecting your tactics talking, but you're doing it quite a lot now. Just how come you've decided to start doing that in these, well, this season certainly? More
often than not, I come up against a singular striker, and they can't press two of them effectively. They tend to then keep the ball simple because they've not always got the highest of passing. If I go to my centre-backs, one's got 36, one's got 45 passing. I'm not looking for intricate passing, but they've got the space. This centre midfielder is more like a DM that just drops in, so he's always going to be an option on the ball with these guys slightly ahead of. The idea is they get the ball from the goalkeeper if they get it. They play it simple around the first start of the press, and they just start recycling and moving the ball forward. I don't want my centre-backs humping it. I haven't got the pace for it. There's absolutely no point in terms of the pace across this team. They're not a very fast team, so no point going long and direct on the regular. If you put it on balance, they'll do a bit of both. I want them to keep it short, keep it simple, and knock the ball short. Because when I put conservative passing on, they tend to pick sensible passes because they're not blessed with quality in terms of what they can do in range. That's my thought process around it, and I move it around per team based on what tactic I'm also playing. What you'll also find is, this is the thing I think, if match engines, ratings are important for progression, the more positive actions a player completes, the more the match rating goes up. So like in my 4-2-3-1, you'll see I've got a similar thing. My defence are often 7+, as are the DMs, because they make a lot of positive actions throughout the game. It might be boring as shit that they do, because they just retain the ball, but they're not losing the ball. They're not giving the ball away. They're not getting tackled on the regular. And they get those high match ratings, so they're going to get progression because they're not scoring goals, so they don't get the high match rating for that, whereas your attacking players can. So that was my thought process there. And like last season, most of my defenders were averaging a 7+ across all teams because I had it set up like that.
I might stick controlled on then some of mine just to do some testing in the next few days before the season starts. Because I'm obviously using the same as you for the defence and low, and I just wondered why have you put controlled on, but you've explained it, and I get it.
It won't work if there is not options for them to pass the ball to.
And there will be, because I've got the CDM, haven't I, there? So.
Exactly. CDMs, it's an easy one, because the idea is you can't pass, keep it simple, control the ball, like your Arsenal's controlling the play at the back, until they play it to the next through play it through the lines to the next player advancing of them who has got better passing, and they're the ones who are going to positively progress the ball. They're keeping it simple, and that's it. Like if you're teaching school children how to play football, you're not telling the defenders to start playing Hollywood passes. It's keep the ball simple unless it's on. And if it's on, you can't really tell these guys to do anything about it because it's not that intricate. That's the thought process. Centre one, it's controlled again because I want him keeping the ball simple. I don't want him dribbling the ball often, but I didn't do more defensive because it mucks up this line, this wall here of the 3 centre mids. He's just not going to keep. He's going to basically sort of hold this sort of position, move side to side where needed, keep the ball simple because he's not got the attacking outlet sort of in his locker. These guys do. So they're dribble more often because, again, 76 dribbling on a 70 rated player, risky passing because he's got the 76 passing. And then I was whipping through my midfielders for the same idea. Dribble more often, risky, 72 and 76. Striker is not blessed with pace, but I don't want taking long shots. It's going to be more offensive, and I want my guys pressing. I do this with my forward players now. It's like a good counter press I find as a setup. My wingers, they dribble more often, they're more offensive, and they do the pressing. And I've got that narrowness because when I was arsing around with this and trying to explain this, when I've got my attacking players and stuff, I don't want my wingers out here making this run down here. A tactics board to visualise what I'm talking about.
Check you out taking this to a new level.
I know, absolutely. Wow. I don't want them over here because if they get here, my guys, and I want them to do something with it, they've not got the pace, they've not got the shooting. I don't want them doing any of those things. I want, and you'll see it time and time again with the sweaty goals, the player getting the ball in here and taking the ball to this sort of area or stopping around here, and then they just go, across the box, knock it across, and you've got players coming in. I've got my 2 centre mids who should be pushing up and moving forward. I've got another winger here who's narrow, so he's there for the ball, and I've got my striker. And I'm just trying to create opportunities like that, and the amount of goals are scored from doing it with a narrow formation. But for me, if you've got, like your guy, Bruce, I imagine that you're a really good winger for Mamba, I imagine he will work with both, either wide or narrow. I imagine narrow more, because he's got the pace and dribbling, but he's got the high shooting, not the passing.
Yeah.
So you don't want him out wide, where the pass he has to make is more difficult, and he's got the passing quality to do it. And if he's narrow, he's got more opportunity to shoot. So you want narrow with your winger, but I suppose if you played it balanced and you changed the individual instructions a bit, you could get them to be more narrow or wider, but yeah.
It's like I said last week, it's the conundrum I have, because I've got him on the left, and then on the right, I want him to do the opposite. I want him to be out on the wide, and it's really annoying, like trying to get it to work. I think I've got it. So, but yeah, I see exactly what you mean. Like, getting the players in the right positions for what their stats are.
Yeah.
And like you said, if they're not fast, you don't want them on the wing.
No.
Like, yeah.
I mean, my wingers aren't fast in that setup, but they were deadly in that game because they got high dribbling. I kept them narrow, they got the ball, and they were having duels one-on-one running at defenders constantly. They're not trying to get round them on the outside because they can't do it.
Yeah.
So I played narrow. And it was so easy to set up with that in mind, whereas any other formation, like the 4-2-3-1, it's a bit more intricate as to what I need to tell them to do to get them to make the most of what they've got. So, yeah.
Yeah. Hooky. So, again, I'm kind of the same as you guys. Like, I didn't have fun watching this. I think the thing about this is the main thing about this is what to do with these midfield three, as we've sort of covered it here. It's like if you get him to sit and these just act as centre, you may as well just play 4-3-3-D or the opposite. So what I thought the best thing to do with this was either I get these 2 outside ones to sit and be defensive and let him be a box to box, or get this middle one to sit and let these 2 outside ones be more offensive and act like box to box. So you've got, rather than a 6-man defense, I've got a 5-man attack. And that's kind of the way I went with it. And unlike you guys, I went direct.
I can't see it at the minute. I don't know. I've just got 3 dots going across from me. Oh, no.
I'm sharing.
No, I can see it. I can see it, bud.
I can and then I can't.
I've seen it continuously. You're all good on my end.
Okay, so that means that the viewers can see it, at least. So, yeah, I went within the middle. I totally get what Mr. K is saying. I totally understand it. The thing is, I've got really fast wingers, so I don't need to. Like, pushing it out here might work better for me. But like I said, because this left winger He's more of a secondary striker. I want him as I keep it in the middle just to sort of try and balance it and try and fix things with individual instructions. I went direct because I just wanted to counter attack, and you'll see why it works with these two centre midfielders here, the way I set them up. So I went direct, take less long shots, balance crossing, dribble less often, because it's just I think this is, I put this all the time because I think this is an individual instruction. I don't think this needs to be here. I think this is an individual instruction. If they've got good dribbling, tell them to dribble. If they don't, then don't. But telling your entire team when you've got centre backs who can't dribble, it's just, so I always stick it off, and then if I want someone to dribble, I do it in individual. I put them on more defensive because, like I said, I want to be counter attacking here. Team depth just in between the E and the A, compactness in the middle, trigger press more often and more aggressive just because it works, and clearances play out of defence because clear the ball doesn't work anymore. For the instructions, goalkeeper I don't need to show you. For my fullbacks, I put them on balanced attacking tendency and cross more often. For the centre-backs, I just put them on conservative passing. And the reason I did this is because a conversation I had with Hoodwink, he showed me a clip, and I always put them on low, because I'm like, why do I want my centre-backs in the box for corners? He's got 54 shooting. He's not going to do anything. But something that Hoodwink said was, it's just bodies. And having bodies in there sort of helps you score. And I get it, because my strikers are still the ones scoring off the corners, but it seems like having the extra bodies in there does help. I haven't had one of my centre-backs score on a corner yet, but it does seem to help the strikers get more space because it's an extra man for the defenders to mark. So I've been testing that out recently and not putting it on low. I just put him on conservative passing.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And then the same on this side, same with the other centre-back as well. For the centre mid, the one right in the middle, because he's got good passing, put him on risky passing, low position and freedom. I just want him to sit and be, in FM terms, I want him to be a deep lying playmaker. Yeah. That's what I want him to do. And then these two guys, I've did the same with both of them. I put them on high positional freedom and balanced. And putting them on balanced means they will help with the defence and the attack, and putting them on high positional freedom means they will push forward to help the attack and drag right back to help the defence. And I found it turns them kind of into two box-to-box midfielders. Like if you were going to have roles, and we were talking about roles at one point, adding roles, this is probably the settings I would use for a box-to-box midfielder, and I've done that on both of them. For the wingers, as you can see here, this one, I think, because I want him to cross more, he's got the good passing, dribble more, same on both of them because they can both dribble, risky passing, high positional freedom, more offensive. I think I did the exact same on this side as well. I told him to cross less often because he's not got the passing. But again, high positional freedom, more offensive. On the striker, I just put him on more offensive, and this is because of something you said last week. About when you put high positional freedom and more offensive, they'll drift rather than going forward. If you put those two settings on, they'll drift out wide a bit. And if you remember last week, I said in my playoff game, why is my striker playing right wing the entire game? I think it was because of that. So I tested it here, and I just put him on more offensive because I'm like, I just want you to stay in the middle, and that's exactly what happened. So you were definitely onto something with that. With the, if you want them to drift wide, you put them on high and more offensive, and they sort of drift out. Whereas just putting him on more offensive, he will stick in the middle and get the goals that I want him to get. In terms of results, kind of a mixed bag. Like, I think it was here we started, we were winning, we drew. Why have I done that, dickhead? Yeah, I mean, I don't think I suffered many losses until here at the end where I did these three. Most of the time it was just not, it just wasn't fun to watch. Like, it was like, meh. There was nothing spectacular about it. There's other formations where I've played like the 3-5-2 or the 5-4-1 where you set them up in a specific way and they'll do exactly what you want them to do. This was just, like you said, I think you said it right, it's just a plug and play formation. Like, you just stick it in and it just does the job. There was nothing exciting about it, it just did the job.
I get why people default to it, because it's the easiest one to get your head around. It's very malleable to what you want it to do. You can make it do all sorts. Like, we've all done very different setups, that work most of the time anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand why people default to the 4-3-3s. I really, really do. It just doesn't excite me.
Yeah.
And I want to sort of be creative. I want to counter these things. I don't want to play the meta in any way, whatever it is. And 4-3-3 nearly every season is a very solid formation, because it is a solid formation in real life. It makes sense. It's fine. But it's just not one that I'd gravitate to. In a needs must, or I think this will do well against this particular team that I think is going to play it this way. I'm not going to rule anything out, but yeah. On your point about the striker and high positional freedom and more offensive, it works well with 2 striker formations.
Oh, does it as well?
Yeah, because you got a lot of movement all of a sudden. Or you do it with one and you don't do it with the other. So if you've also got wide men on top of 2 strikers, I basically view my 4-2-2, for example, tactic as a 4-2-4, as a hybrid of that, because that's how I set it up.
Yeah.
And it works because there's so much movement going on, and it's very hard to pick up players. So, yeah, it can work in 2 striker formations, but I can see a scenario if you're quite defensive and you've not got a lot of supplementary support for your strikers. You basically got strikers on either edge of the box.
Yeah.
And there's no one in the middle. I can see that entirely, but it can work.
That was a really good shout last week, because it answered some questions. Like I said, when I was pissed off with his out on the right, and it's like, that's why. Fuck. Like, I didn't realise they drifted when you had them both on. I didn't realise they drifted right and left. Like,
it's interesting though, because I understand why you do it on a very high-paced striker like your guy is, because you want him to peel off and move away. But in real terms, if you've got a striker like that, you get them. You know sensibly where to be. And some of the logic's lost in the match engine, which is fine. It's a match engine. It's a complete fantasy, the whole thing. In regards to that tactics board I did as part of my tactic breakdown, if viewers like something like that, there's loads of options to do with stuff like this, because I've used it before to explain to some people I've spoken to about tactics, to demonstrate it. Rather than go a match engine thing, I can just set something up and send them a link and they can have a look at it. If people like that, the viewers, I'm happy to set one up when we do Tactics Corner moving forward to help break it down a bit further, because it's fairly easy to do, just so you get a visual representation of what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, that's a good shout, man, to be honest. Sometimes I'm sat here with my mouse like, I want this guy to do this, and I'm just doing it with my mouse, but
just
having
wiggling your mouse.
Having a tactical board where I can literally show. That's a really good shout, man.
Yeah, well, if people like it and they want to see it,
that you just sent me.
Yeah. It's not got anything on it. It's just just basically so you can have a look at it, boys. If the viewers like it though, and they want us to include it, there's no obligation for everyone in the pod to do it. But then it's an option if you want to explain something, you can pull it up.
Oh, I'm going to visualise mine all the time, because it doesn't play like I visualise it. So I'll just use that board instead of anything else.
Just make shit up, Brute, yeah.
This is how this formation could and would and might play, but I can't guarantee, but try it if you want.
We'll go to yours and it'll just say on it, do not have the players for this. And that'll be
I didn't use that excuse this week. I didn't use it. No, I didn't. I said my left wing was all right.
I'm sure you did. I feel like you did. I feel like you kind of did.
You definitely said it.
I definitely didn't see your screen for the whole of that, by the way. So I'm hoping the viewers see what.
If I hadn't seen it, then it should come through, I think.
Right then. We've made good time, boys. We are actually now on to the community questions that we've had. I can see the questions I was asking, which were just being facetious about things. We can ask them if you want to.
Last time you had a question, I didn't put it in there. You went, "Are you not including my questions then?" So I have. So you can ask them, and they will be answered.
Shall I ask myself a question?
Yeah, ask the question, and we'll all answer it.
Right then. So the first question is from Big Mr. K. Is Bruce excited to play with Season 10's match engine?
Oh, can I go first?
No, the question's for Bruce. We're sticking to the questions.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Bruce?
I think we know the answer, so fuck you. That's my answer. Fuck you.
Okay. The next question, will Big Mr. K ever stop buying licenses?
Probably not. What's really funny is 2 seasons ago, you were like, I need to downsize my agency. I'm going to sell all my clubs. And now it's suddenly back to
I'm just saying, I just randomly change all the tune all the time. And Root, I think you noticed I did mute you for a second, so if listeners were watching. Yeah. He genuinely looked pissed off when I came back to this screen.
Yeah. Literally.
I'm just saying, I've got the power.
Mate, I'm not having. I think I'm.
Hang
sure,
on.
Can we? We can.
I'm
review,
seeing.
can we? No.
I'm seeing a wobbly desk again. Calm down, Root.
Anyway.
Right, let's go on to the next one. SUFC Blades. Will you all admit 4-2-4 is the best formation on MFL, or is it just me?
Just you.
No, I'll disagree. I won't say it's the best.
Well, that's the question. So
I'll say it's one of. It's one of the best.
It's one of the more interesting, exciting ones to watch. I will say that.
Yeah.
But it's like the old school Kevin Keegan Newcastle. It's who's going to score the most.
Yes. Yeah.
It's one of them, and I like that. That's fun. But you can get absolutely pooned if you're not careful.
Yeah. It's great fun.
Yeah.
It absolutely is.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Definitely. Fun
Right.
to watch.
His next question from Blades again was, who out of the Yorkshire Tea XP lads has the best club badge? Now, I will add, he did vote that Root gets his vote for Dockside Tigers. So, gents, who's got the best club badge, do we reckon?
Well, I can't be asked to scroll through all yours, so I'll have a quick look at Bruce's.
That's absolutely fine.
See if any of them. I do like the Black Mamba one.
Yeah, it's nice, that one.
Yeah, the other four are shit. I'm joking.
You.
I'm joking. Hey, I've got to be the one that can be harsh sometimes as well, lads. Come on.
It's fine. I think Black Mamba's really nicely done.
Yeah, I do.
It's really clean. To be fair, I like your Rossonero Mamba one as well.
I like the Rossonero Mamba one. Really.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that
nice.
one. You know what I really liked, because you've changed it now? I really liked your Midlands one that you had last season.
Yeah, I did like that. I liked it.
Really good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like it, but then I was like, I'm doing a bit of a thing now with all the clubs that I've got, where I've got a certain theme going in terms of how I've built them, and I've also, because we've got, I think it's starting tomorrow, we've got the fees coming in. I've also gone through. Yeah, I like Ketos. I've not changed Ketos. It's just as I inherited it, because it's still got the same information from the dawn of it being conceived and stuff. What I did do is I went through all of my clubs and I made them all sort of metallic and shiny, so they're all sort of similar across all the ones, apart from the Dow one and Keto, because they're not mine technically. So I'm not messing around with those.
You asked ChatGPT, it chucks them out, you went, fuck it, yeah, I'll take it, didn't you?
I've refined it. Yeah, I've refined it as you've gone. I mean, I love your Microsoft Paint version for Dockside Tigers. I think that's brilliant.
I am literally... I think I have the best ones except for Mamba.
So here's my issue with yours, Root, is because I work with ChatGPT and AI for images and stuff a lot in my job. I know these are all made by ChatGPT. Like, I can see them. So that's where I've got my issue with it. Is because it's like, I know these are just ChatGPT badges because they have ChatGPT traits for them, which is the issue for me.
I'm fine with that.
All of mine are ChatGPT. I'm not designing my own. Sod that for a laugh. I've just trained a model. So every single time I make a new club, I tell it, I've got a new club. It asks me, what tier in the pyramid is it? I tell it. And then it'll ask me 4 or 5 questions, I answer them, and then it starts pulling together all the information. Gives me lots of options, colours, textures, names, design features and stuff. So it's not random shit all the time. So all of mine have got a rose in them, and they've also got like a bit of a change. Like the last one I did was tonight, because it's one I bought yesterday, is the White Rose Pulse one. And it just keeps going through all these different little tweaks and changes. So they've all got their own little bit of analogy towards what they're called and stuff. But yeah, I don't think mine is special.
With yours, what I like, it's not a badge in particular, but I like the uniformity, like the you know what I mean? I like that. I think that's very, very cool. Like,
it's like your Red Bull sort of vibe. But what do you call that when you've got like a thing where you own lots of different clubs? I don't know what you call it. Oh, balls.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not getting it there. But yeah, I like yours. That's why I like the Mamba and the Rossonero. Actually, I like the way they tie together. Yeah, I like that aspect of it. But yeah, so have we actually decided? Because I think the one I like of most of yours, Root, is, to be honest, I like the Alpine Panthers.
The Alpine Panthers one is nice.
I like that. I like the variety in that one. I'm not a big fan of badges where I see them and like, that's just a spin-off of the actual real-life club. Like, it's not wildly different. It's very similar. I'm not a vibe of that where you get the Leicester Town, and it's from Leicester. Leicester United. I'm like, just a fox. Just a fox. I'm like, they're a bit, but each to their own. So we haven't answered that question. We've sort of talked around it, but we do.
Well, don't you worry, guys.
I think we should
will
pick.
put a poll out, and we will ask.
I like it.
We will ask
yes.
everybody in the Discord.
You're everyone's favourite little fucking person in the community right now. So he's going to win the popularity contest.
I know, in Noblix, so he gets around.
Exactly.
Bruce, just come on, get on the shoulder, man. Get them tears out.
On that route, okay. On the vote, I would advocate for this to try and settle it for Blades. We do a poll where they vote for one licence per agency, like which one is the best of mine, which one's best of yours, and then we put a vote between those three. Otherwise, we'll be here all fucking week trying to get an answer.
I can only put like 5 options. I can't put 15 clubs in it. I ain't got time to do 15 polls.
No. Just tell them which one's for Mr. K's and give them, I don't know, half an hour to answer and see how many responses we get, and then just go from there. Don't fuck around with mine. You'll be there all week.
I'll tell you that was great feedback, guys. I'll just do what I think's right when I get to it.
Would you prefer it if Bruce tells you what to do? Is that the problem?
Yes, this is why this isn't working. I'm getting all clammy having to listen to you here, Mr. K. You just let Bruce do his thing and send me a DM in a bit, and then the rest will just happen. By the way, guys, anything you see in the community, if you think I'm like taking over and all this, it all comes from Bruce. I'm just his puppet. Whatever he says, I do. So he's the man behind it. It's literally like
everything Mr. K just said about what you have to do it.
Mate, I didn't listen to him though. You're gonna have
I said about the knob licking as well.
No, that's gone too far. We'll cut that bit out. I think we'll try.
I edit the pod, so
no, the thing is, you don't edit the pod.
I clip at the start and I clip at the end. Ta-da! Yeah, if you want quality editing, hire a fucking editor. Hey, I tell you what, these questions could get out of hand if we carry on. But I think we need an answer to that question, though, is the main bit. I don't think we're too impartial to get an actual answer.
I'm happy to go with Black Mamba. I'm happy to go Black Mamba.
See, I'm apprehensive to choose one of my own, because if I was going to choose one of my own, I think I like Rossonero. So it's hard to.
Well, let's ask the community.
Yeah, ask the community. The community will answer it. The community.
After that, if someone wants a question for next week, they can ask which one of us has the best kit. And then I've got 30 kits to pick from.
That would be a better one, I think.
Well, they'll be locked in as well. So by this time next week, they're 100% locked in, unless someone's going to pay their MFL to do it again. I'm not. Sod that for a laugh.
I've already come second. I don't need to come second again in a kit competition. Don't keep doing this to me.
I had a joke there about your missus wishing you came second.
I knew as soon as I said the
my
words.
brain went there and I was like, it's too easy.
But you've done
not
it
hanging
anyway,
through.
Still,
I've done it in a roundabout way instead. Anyway, next question from Rory G. Who would win in a Yorkshire Tea Royal Rumble match? Not much for a Royal Rumble. It's just 3 of us.
Yeah, it's a triple threat, mate. It's a triple threat match.
Oh yeah. So okay. You correct, Rory. Then it's a triple threat. Yes. So, chaps, who would win?
Not you. So I would say Bruce.
What matches? MFL or like?
Well, I guess it's just kicking the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I think it's like wrestling sort of wrestling rules.
No mud involved. Don't get too excited. Just normal wrestling.
I mean,
no one put that out there until you did, Root.
I've got ChatGPT making an image of us doing wrestling right now.
Well, okay. I think Mr. K is like massive, isn't he? You're like 6'4", 5?
I'm 6'6".
6 fucking hell!
But that's a disadvantage in wrestling, because it's easier to topple someone over if they're that bloody tall. And the ropes, you can push someone over the ropes a lot easier if they're taller.
It's kind of true. I don't want to be a dick. I am a black belt, so
exactly. I pointed that out to Root. I was like, I'm sure Root sort of got some sort of martial arts, and you teach it, don't you?
You can still kick someone in the balls, mate, and then slap them with that. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. That's
Rue will sit there in the corner with his Kleenex watching me and Mr. K fight.
Well, I'll be watching.
He's already got it up here with the mud wrestling. So wank back is sorted for tonight.
Wednesday morning is sorted. I love all this. All these questions, nobody's going to agree, are they, on anything here? So we're not.
I honestly think if we're going on logic on what people have got in terms of experience in that sort of realm, Bruce, you're naturally up there because of your qualifications in terms of martial arts and stuff. I did boxing for about 4 years, but I can't box in wrestling, so it's an irrelevance. So I can't just go around punching people in the face. You have to pretend, remember? And then Root will be furiously whacking one off. So there's just
I mean, I played a lot of WWE SmackDown on PS5, if that counts, or PS4, or whatever it was, PS3. Do you get any skills from that?
So
just to one up you, I am actually trained in wrestling, like pro wrestling, how to fall and stuff. And...
The winner is Bruce. I'm just there for comedic value, and Root's Spider-Manning around the place is what he's doing basically.
I'm definitely not winning. I'm not losing to you, but I'm definitely not winning. That's all I'm going to say.
These questions are...
Everyone's going to be at the end when it's like, right, we've just got a community question. Like, 5 minutes of the pod left. It's like, no, don't you worry. There's like 25 minutes of questions.
Next question then, because we've got a few left. Ricky Hyde, what's the one formation you've tried but couldn't get the most out of but hate playing against? For him, it's the 4-2-2. He can't get it work for himself, but he hates playing against it. Any boys you want to shout out yours?
I do, because I mentioned it earlier, the 4-2-3-1. I hate playing against it because it's just, it don't matter what you put in, it's just naturally defensively solid. So it's just hard to break down. It's so hard to break down. And then when I've tried it, which is why I came to you for a tactic, like a base to start from, I can get the defensively solid bit, no problem. But it's the attacking and getting a tune out of it in the attacking. But I hate playing the 4-2-3-1. And it's, you can have bad tactics and it's still just hard to break down because there's so many bodies in the box. There's 2 DMs support. It's an absolute nightmare for me. So, yeah.
Drew, any formation that you hate playing against but can't get it to work?
Do you watch me in Tactics Corner?
Yeah, so...
Every formation I can't get to work.
4-1-2-1 too narrow.
Yeah.
Okay, Drew, which is your most hated formation to play against? That's probably simpler.
I don't like playing at 5 at the back. I don't like playing against 5 at the back.
Noted.
Yeah. Literally,
if I ever play against you, noted. 5 at the back immediately.
I can't even be bothered to try and beat it. I just whatever.
I mean, I answered mine in Discord because I was sort of busy at the time. I saw the question. I thought, that's an interesting question. Just started organically answering it rather than waiting for the pod. But mine's the 3-4-3 diamond. I've come up against that. And when managers have got it right, I don't think it worked great last season from what I saw. I did come up against it a lot, and when I did, it didn't look great. But that's been a pain for me, and I've never had the place to make it work. And even if I have, I don't have a clue to visually work out how the fuck would you set this up, because it just seems like an obscene formation. So I cannot get them to work, but I've had problems against it in the past, big time. Just not last season, really. But yeah, that was a troublesome one, especially if people had it was a really good one for out-of-position players.
Yeah.
Really good. So for them cup games, you'd go, they've got an average team. They come up and go, what the hell is this? The formation, and now the ratings of all the players. You're like, but yeah, it is what it is. Next question. I don't have who it's from. This is a Ron John one, by the looks.
Yeah,
I wonder how many... I wonder how many potential players
the line above that you need to read. Go up.
Oh, I see. So is this lots of questions all in one?
It's all one question, but it's just split, so it's easy for you to read. I know you.
Right, it's because you've done bullet points. Oh, for fuck's sake, Root. You could format properly. Jesus Christ. Chat GPT it all the way. Right, I just need to go do my TED talk for the question now. How do you guys feel about the lack of some type of auto-rotating system built into the game? I wonder how many potential players we alienate because they would play a set and forget team for the season, checking progress a couple of times a season, or how many current players wouldn't end up leaving the game when they'd like to take it easy during the season as they don't have much time to play. I feel the current state of the game rewards daily activity and matchup tweaks to player instructions, and that an auto-rotation feature could exist to include that group of potential players without giving them free pass to win a league title with minimal effort. Lots to unpack in that one.
Yeah.
But what's your thoughts?
Just read the first bit again for us, please.
No.
So I'll say I think I agree, because the main thing it will help is forfeits.
Yeah.
I think if there's an auto-rotate feature, there won't be half as many forfeits at all, because it'll just auto-cycle through it, which would, people have the complaint, oh, why is there so many forfeits? It ruins it for everyone. An auto-rotate would solve that problem immediately, I think. I mean, you'd still get forfeits if someone built their squad terribly, only signed 11 players or something, you'd still get it, but... Yeah, I think that would solve that problem. I think it's a good idea because it would solve that problem. Just as long as it's not like, okay, here's an auto rotate, and then that suddenly they've got an advantage, because that, like he said in the thing, it should always, active managers who are there daily tweaking should always have an advantage just because of the time they put in. Yeah. But if it's just a case of just fitness, keep players fit, then I think it'd solve that forfeit situation that way you get.
Yeah, I think I get it. I'm in two minds about it. So I like the idea of some auto rotation, because it will be good for things like even if you go on holiday or you get like mega busy work or a family thing comes up. So I just like a bit of a button really where it says like on holiday or something like that, and I set it for X number of days, a bit like an out of office type thing. But what I wanted to be able to do is just literally some criteria, a bit like the match plans, like don't let any of my players drop below 94%. Yeah. Something as simple as that. And or it also could be, and if this player hits 94, put this one in, or whatever it is. But I still want there to be some thing, because what I don't want is someone sets up a team at the beginning of the season and they have whatever it is, and the whole season is just taking care of them, because that's a long time. But I'd like it for a set like window, because we all get it. Like I was saying last week, I was super busy at work. It was fine. Thankfully it was the off season, but if it wasn't, then we've all been on holidays, haven't we? Where we've just been like trying to do it on our phone, or we've not found time. We've got family time, and you had something the other week, Mr. K. We had something crop up where you were like super busy with family and friends and stuff, which impacts life. And it'd be nice just to be able to quickly click a button, and all that means is like sort it out for me if you can, based on not letting anybody get below this or that or the other. I like that idea, but I wouldn't like it to be there for a whole season, I guess.
I've got a couple of bits on this one. I don't want, literally the solution that's been put forward by Ron John. I don't want that. I like the angle being covered about forfeits, because I said last season I had a team that had no right to be in the playoff picture, because we suddenly hit a sequence of about 7 games, 5 were forfeits. And it's just boom, straight up. Yeah. And now everyone else gets that bit, but at some point there's a cut-off where suddenly that's triggered, because you can see it in the results. So anybody before that is working at a slight disadvantage. And that's how. And then the way fixtures fell, it was fortuitous. And more were starting to forfeit towards the end of the season. So it was like 4 teams in that league forfeited, but it was staggered across the season because people might have quit at different points. We need a solution for that, because I don't think that's ideal. It can skew things, and it tends to be a big hitter in the lower leagues.
Yeah,
the lowest leagues. Yeah, I get that. That's fine. But if someone's really invested in it, that's the first handle on the game, and they feel like they're getting a bit hard done. My first season, my Spark team, I was competing with Stake for second spot for the promotion push. We played each other second to last game. I beat him to leapfrog him, and he was like, I just need to win my last game, and I reckon I could overtake you. My last game was a forfeit. I realised afterwards it was going to be a forfeit. And so there was no competitive last day opportunity for that playoff. He just eroded that. And I didn't point it out to him at the time, because I thought he was not feeling happy about the result. And I got it because it was a bit of a rough result for him compared to how the game went. His goalkeeper was being weird in that game. But then for that to be the kicker at the end, I was like, I'm not going to kick a man when he's down sort of vibe. But we need a solution there.
But for forfeits, couldn't we just do like where we have at the moment, where it's in the transfer window you can bring 3 in? Why can't we just have it? You can't go below the 18 that you need, or whatever you need to be able to put an 11 out.
What do you mean?
Because in the second half of the season, a lot of the time it's forfeit because people are taking all their players out of their club, right?
Oh, it's someone who just left their teams players in, so the fitness drops.
Thinking about.
They drop. Is it like 5 players that drop below 60 or 50? Yeah, and then that's an automatic forfeit regardless, because they're in your starting 11 and it won't play it. They're not getting training. They're not getting nothing. As a solution, they're talking about all these features they're adding in slowly. Like, we've got now MFL fees for kits and badges. Take what you want from that. They've got it. Assistant manager, sort of MFL sort of related. You can hire an assistant manager for that season, for this cost of MFL that's scalable across which division you're in. You can set certain parameters. You don't lose out on like your MFL or your the training XP and or the match XP, but it's limited what you can tell your assistant to do. It can't be as complex, or you won't be able to tweak game to game because it's an assistant. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we've got an assistant manager.
We do. That's just like a tutorial.
Yeah, that's it.
And you can bring him up at any point, because I worked this out the other day. If you're in your agency and it says top players, there's an eye, you can click on the eye next to it, he'll pop up again if you haven't seen him for a while. So if you're thinking what we're talking about, you've probably closed him a while ago, it will walk you through the basics, but not a lot. It's like an onboarding thing. But if you can hire an assistant manager where we set certain parameters where they're not OP, is the main thing. But I'm going on holiday for 3 days, or I'm not going to be able to manage all this stuff because personal life. I've hired the assistant that I've got there in my back pocket if I want to make use of him, but it's per club. And it's like it scales for the cost of the fees across the divisions. Same for this assistant manager. You can set, this is the tactic. Like if I go on holiday in Football Manager, please play my tactic. Here's the tactic. Here's the players. And maybe there's a bit of auto-rotate, maybe there can be little parameters here, but it's not, he changes the formation game to game. He doesn't change. It can't be like that because you're just playing on default mode, and it's just like, well, what's the point? It's no longer competitive like that because you're just playing AI, and I don't want to play AI. You're setting the parameters, but I don't have to, if I'm like busy, right, I need to put the assistant manager on for the next 4 days for these teams done, and walk away. And he'll do that, and he can, like you said before, if any player drops below 94, rotate him out. And he might have to put a centre-back at right-back, so because you haven't got a backup right-back, and it's a centre-back because that's what you're told. But you are setting the parameters, so however that shakes out, it's on you. You set the assistant manager with these criteria. That's a solution.
Yeah.
Like in theory, and it's another means of siphoning MFL for those who haven't got the capacity. For the forfeit managers, that's probably not going to be a thing because they won't potentially have the MFL. They've just gone, I'm just not really feeling it. Have them where they go on holiday, you get a default manager that plays the formation they've already been playing, but puts out an eligible 11 as soon as it's available, because they might have to forfeit a game or two. But effectively, until that manager logs back in, goes through some sort of process with MFL on their getting them back in so they're active and they take over the team, and it gives them a breakdown of the assistant took over as a result of you being absent, but then we don't have... But still keep that, well, if you forfeit too many games, you don't get your MFL. I'm fine with that.
No,
I'm fine, because there's options. There's options there. We're giving people options at their disposal. But as soon as someone's forfeited 2-3 games, they basically try and sell up. Or they just fuck it off for the rest of that season, and it leaves this disadvantage. I'm not a fan of forfeiting, but I do understand why they've got such a parameter in place, because you need to be active to a degree. And if I've now got 15 clubs, I'm putting that onus on me. I'm the one that put myself in the position of 15 clubs. I need to sort that out. Is what it is.
Yeah.
But there's definitely something to that, definitely.
Agreed.
Cool. Anything else on that point, boys, that you want to raise? Otherwise, we're going to wrap things up.
No, you covered it pretty well, I think. Yeah, it's a good solution for forfeits, to getting rid of those. And yeah, the assistant manager that you can hire. That's a good idea, because, again, another MFL sync that we need. Yeah.
Right then, gents. Well, in that case, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you to all listeners for tuning in, and thank you for the continued support we've been having. Come and join us on our Discord channel. We're having a lot of regular community activity on there. It's growing every day at the moment, Root, because I know you've been doing a good job of marketing us across the place. We'll be putting the poll out at some point, probably mid next week, isn't it, Root? Roughly, it's usually Wednesday.
Yeah, I usually try and get up on a Tuesday. It was just late this week because I was away, but it'll try and be by Tuesday lunchtime.
Cool. So we'll get a poll out there. We'll try it again as much as possible. Keep it to formations that we haven't covered yet. Vote in there, and we'll make sure it's covered for next week's pod. But otherwise, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks, boys, again for tonight. I think it's been a good one, and we'll catch you next time. See you later, guys.